俺ルフィ、挨拶せい。
Yo, what's good, guys? So today we got some Sabo tips and tricks. I haven't been using them too much, but I use them on challenge battle. So yeah. Obviously, I'm level 69 now, so I can't really use them in league. But this challenge battle was like level 100, so I used them here, and I pretty much like Sabo obviously is an EX, very easy to use, but it requires some brain to be used to its full potential. So I'm gonna be talking about it, but obviously this is a challenge battle, so don't take it too much into consideration because you're gonna see some units that you won't see in a regular game. But yeah, Sabo really broken, but at the same time kind of stoppable. But he's actually really good. Like as y'all can see, like first things first, I never rush the mid. I don't think it's worth it for Sabo because his skill 2, once you start using it, that's when your flame state starts. So to go for an open flag is pretty much pointless in my opinion. So I just go to a capture flag. I think it's more worth it, so I can actually counter him, possibly, as you can see, like I went for the capture flag instead of the mid flag because I'm trying to, when I use my skill 2, I tried to go to an enemy flag. It's not worth it to go for an open flag because if you go for mid, you waste your skill 2 and then you only have 20% cooldown. And that's another thing I do. I counter right before capturing the treasure so I can maximize my time with the Flame Emperor state. That's one thing that I always do. And I advise everyone to do this because sometimes you don't have an opponent there and you just want your flame state, so you're gonna need to get your Flame Emperor state in some way, and countering is the best option. You can see here, I'm just right now I don't have a flag to cap, so I'm just kind of all over the place, but extremely broken. As you can see, quick 5-0, easy game. But yeah, always use your skill 2, your running skill, to go to a flag, and then because when you're an enemy flag you can get your Flame Emperor state infinitely because you can just start capping, counter, start capping, counter. But yeah, never rush the mid and always get your flame state. You gotta be careful with some characters. You don't see too many Zoros in league, but Zoro, he can probably demolish. Like if you are in the enemy's treasure, it can be fine because you have your counter, but if not, yeah, it could be a little bit of a problem. I didn't know Zoro could remove your state, but he actually can. So yeah, be careful with Zoro. Albert, he can be a bit annoying, but he's not very good. But yeah, you gotta be careful with Albert. He can remove your state. He got a lot of damage, so yeah, be careful with that. But I think biggest counters for sure is Zoro. Kaku is actually pretty good against Sabo because he can like do the spinning, what's it called, I forgot the name, but yeah, he can do the spinning thing and just keep going, keep absorbing the damage you are given, and then just hit you through the wall because he can hit you through the wall. So be careful with that. But one of the biggest counters nobody's really talking about is Lilith, actually. Oh, you can see here. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. The counter not working sometimes, but yeah. Lilith, back to Lilith. Lilith is actually a pretty good counter. Like I've tested her in in this challenge battle, and she actually does pretty good against Sabo. She does pretty good against double fruit users in general. So if you have Lilith, or if you want to use Lilith, hey, this is probably the best time because there's a lot of double fruit users. So, but still, Garp is a problem. Be careful with that. They have all these Kuzans, all these Sabos. Lilith is actually pretty good. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. She does a lot of damage, but yeah, you're probably not gonna see Lilith in League. But yeah, the thing I'm gonna talk about for sure is the bugs with Sabo. So one of the bugs for is the counter. Sometimes it doesn't work, but I think that's just a problem in general, because I've seen other users that have counters like Yamato and stuff. They can actually hit them while they counter, and you still, do damage. You still, yeah, but you gotta be careful with that. Sometimes your counter won't work. And another thing is the wall. I think the wall is pretty inconsistent. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it breaks in one hit. Sometimes it breaks after like a long time, a bunch of hits. It's really inconsistent. So yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with that. So I saw a bug recently that, like, it was a Sabo. He was flying on his skill 2. He landed and he didn't have his state. So yeah, I don't know. There's a bug that you might not get your state when you're using your skill 2, so have that in mind. And I still haven't figured out the time of your flame state, but sometimes it feels very short. I'm not sure what it is, but sometimes it does feel really short. Sometimes it does feel like it lasts a good amount of time. I don't really understand, but obviously when you're using your skill 2 to run, you gotta be careful, because at the moment you start using it, that's the moment that the flame state activates. So yeah, by the time you start, then you fly, that takes like a few seconds. Then after you fly, you still have to capture the flag, and if there's nobody there to even counter, or if you're just going to fight, that's a bad idea. That's why I say always use your skill 2 to get to an enemy flag, because if you're gonna use it if you're gonna use it to attack somebody or defend, you don't have a way to get it back besides capturing a flag. And if you're not in an enemy flag, then pretty much screwed. So yeah, always maximize your time with your flame state. So every time you have a chance to counter before capping the flag, I would advise you to do that, because it just maximizes your time with the state. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, so really broken, like I said. Got some counters. Like a good Kuzan can stop you. Even a good ass snake can stop you, really. Like, so you just have to kind of bait him to counter and then knock him back. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of characters can actually deal with him. But if you're good, you can easily stop it. You can like just look. A lot of people try to bait you to counter with their normal attacks, so just let them hit them with your normals until they feel like they have to use a skill, because you can hit with normals is not gonna do anything. So you can tank it. So that's my advice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna let this play out, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.